Hey everyone, and welcome back to Mall Walking. Today we're checking out the Valdosta Mall. The city of Valdosta, Georgia is known by several different names. The Azalea City, Winnersville, and after an ESPN contest held in 2008, Titletown. The contest pitted Valdosta against major cities and sports hubs like Green Bay, Wisconsin, Gainesville, Florida, and Boston, Massachusetts. Yet somehow, the small city of Valdosta claimed the crown. Which is at least to some extent well deserved. At the time of its victory, Valdosta High School had won more games than any other high school team in the country, which is still true today. But you might well be wondering why I'm telling you all of this. What I'm trying to convey is that this is a community with some serious city pride. In the same way that the Wildcats are Valdosta's team, this is very much Valdosta's Mall. And I mean that literally as well as metaphorically, since this mall is the only enclosed regional shopping centre within a 75-mile radius. But in a world where regional malls are dying at an unprecedented rate, I wanted to find out if all that was enough to keep a place like this alive. Remember folks, when you're filming malls on a Sunday, you lose this place as a lunch option. In 1910, Fortune magazine ranked Valdosta as the richest city in America by per capita income. That's hardly the case anymore. Almost a third of Valdosta residents are now living below the poverty line, the highest proportion of any city in Georgia. But despite that, Valdosta has some legitimate small city charm. It's not necessarily somewhere I would have chosen to visit, but it made a great stopping point on a trip that took me up I-75. Clocking in at just over 500,000 square feet and opened in 1983, the mall itself has 60 plus retailers, including all the usual staples like Bath & Body Works, Victoria's Secret, GNC, and American Eagle. At the time of filming, it stands at around 80% occupancy, which these days is pretty impressive. It may look quiet. I visited on a Sunday afternoon and again the next morning, but you really couldn't call this place a dead mall. It offers a nice blend of national chains, regional stores and pop-ups. And I did end up buying a few things while I was here. That's worth pointing out because it's not always the case when I film in these places. When Sears pulled out of the mall in 2018, the vacant anchor space was filled by Crunch Fitness a couple of years later. If you've ever wanted to work out in the shell of a former department store, and haven't we all, Valdosta Mall is the place to do it. Valdosta's official slogan is a city without limits. Clearly that's not quite true, for the local mall at least. This place is ranked reasonably well online, with plenty of 4 and even 5-star ratings, but most reviews of 3 stars and below focus on the fact that Valdosta Mall feels small for somewhere that services a community of more than 50,000 people. It's a fair criticism, although looking at the state of malls in America, you can't blame current management, the Spinoso Real Estate Group, for being cautious when it comes to expanding further. Valdosta Mall may not have a ton of wow factor, but it's a nice place to pass a couple of hours. Other malls in Spinoso's portfolio include Dayton Mall, Gadsden Mall, Houston County Galleria, North Lake Mall, South Park Mall, and about 25 others. I'd be really interested to hear in the comments how those malls compare with this one if you have any experience with any of them. Valdosta Mall has a few empty stores. Hey, find me a regional mall that doesn't. But for the most part, Spinoso has done a decent job of filling them with pop-up stores or advertisements for local businesses. Like this promo for the local African American Museum. There are tons of neat little touches around this place like that. From a wall showcasing the artwork of local kids, to handmade eggs that were being hung for Easter. The bunny looked pretty sad and lonely when I was filming, but I did see some people taking pictures there later. To be fair, it was still several weeks before Easter when I visited. Not that you'd know it to look at this place. In 2021, Netflix released a fun little reality show called Titletown High that chronicled the 2020 season of the Valdosta Wildcats. Looking again at outtakes of the footage used for this video, I think I may have walked past a couple of the quote-unquote stars of the show. Shoehorned into the last episode is the revelation that head coach Rush Probst allegedly tried to secure quote funny money from a booster to cover player expenses, resulting in 5 players being determined ineligible for the 2021 season. Last season, America's winningest high school team won just 4 games and lost 6. But while the Wildcats flounder, this mall persists. Mall owners aren't always in control of their own destinies, often operating in areas that are over-malled. But small towns looking to invigorate their malls could do a lot worse than taking a close look at Valdosta. This place isn't perfect by any means. It could use more of a food court and it's not huge, but it has a community feel. And when you take a look around here, past the empty claw machines, you never know what you'll find. Even in the trash. Some things just can't wait till you get home. Side note, obsessed with the interior of this toy store, which apparently used to be an FYE. But I can't help but wonder if it has a little Sam Goody in its past too. From the omnipresent mall staples, I'm looking at UK jewellers and Great American Cookies, to the bright and airy central area lit by a skylight, this place is pretty much the quintessential suburban mall. But the extent to which it's not dead felt almost like going back in time to the 90s or early 2000s. And for an aging mall rat like myself, it's crazy to say that feels like more and more of a rarity. Research in 2020 indicated that a quarter of malls in the US are expected to close within 5 years. From what I saw, Valdosta Mall doesn't feel to me like it'll be one of those casualties. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you consider leaving a like and subscribing if you enjoyed it. My Instagram and Patreon, and some other ways to support the channel, are linked below. Until next time, goodbye from Titletown, USA, and the Valdosta Mall.